So that just happened. We're on, babe.
Stage fright.
Oh, no. This is the Stay of Homekins podcast.
Oh no! It's this day of Homekins podcast. That's our catchphrase.
Oh, no.
This is the Stay of
This is the
Homekins
Stay of Homekins
podcast.
podcast.
Hi everybody. My name is Paul F. Tompkins.
Oh, hi everyone. My name is Janie Haddad Tompkins.
I'm how you say a comedian.
He funny.
And you?
I am a thespian.
And together
We
are
are
a married couple
living in Los Angeles.
And this is our
after
dinner podcast.
Conversation.
Okay, interesting.
Well, we haven't had an episode since August. This is our September episode.
It feels like forever.
I got my weekend water.
I got mine too, man.
Because what the hell?
It's been a rough, kind of a rough, overwhelming week.
Yeah.
Considering we're not working.
Well, we're not working.
I'm feeling busier than I have ever been.
Well, number one, we're trying to make a living.
True that.
Outside of show business.
True that.
Because the writers and the actors are still on strike.
Yes, they are.
Okay. And so although I have almost booked, I guess, 2 commercials, didn't happen though.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a Val for one of those Allstate commercials, which found out yesterday I've been released, so it's not gonna happen. That's
there was
fine.
someone else that seemed more of a muse to the character of Mayhem.
Yeah, it was one of those Mayhem ones. I was like, whatever. Okay, fine. I mean, look. Hey, it's work, and work is work.
Work is work. Don't be a jerk.
Do I think it is going to put me on the path of having a career like Olivia Colman's? Maybe not. However, do I think it might put me on the path of treading water in this moment? Yes.
Yes.
But, hats off to whoever gets to work with Mayhem, I guess.
Look, a lot of people are going to tell you.
The character of the most iconic character of all insurance commercials.
Love Mayhem.
Although not really.
Move
I
over,
feel like
Flo.
I think,
Who
Flo
do you think
is
it is? Or the Geico Gecko? Who's number one?
It's Flo. It's Flo.
You think Flo is number one?
Oh, yeah, it's Flo.
Like beloved in people's hearts.
Yes, Flo.
And this is now, look, Flo, Stephanie Courtney, the actress, is a friend of mine.
Yeah, and Stephanie Courtney is cool. And good for her for being Flo for all these. I personally,
1000%.
the reason I think it is Flo is because Flo endures. Or shall we say endures. A liquid you.
Flo abides.
Is that Sam Elliott weighing in on Flo?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Remember when Flo was going on a date with John Hamm? They did like those commercials.
That was like an arc.
Yeah.
They did an arc with John Hamm on the Progressive commercial.
And I guess the gag is she didn't think he was sexy or had game.
She didn't know who he was. Flo only cares about insurance.
Asexual.
Oh, you think she's asexual?
I think she presents as asexual.
Now, have you ever met any asexuals in your life?
I think I might have. I think I know.
Look, I mean that you know of. Because we all have in our life.
I feel like I have.
Don't quote the stats to me. I don't know.
I don't know if I've ever had a deep conversation with someone who outwardly presents asexual.
I don't think I've ever had a conversation with someone who identified themselves as being asexual.
They're out there though, because I've been on Reddit before, so I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It takes every kind of people.
It takes all kinds of kinds. That's the Miranda Lambert song.
So true. She updated it.
It takes all kind. What do you mean? She updated it to what?
From it takes every kind of people.
No, it's just a different song. You think
Do
it's
you
the same
think
song?
I don't know that? Yes, of course. I'm saying she updated the idea.
Really?
Did you think for a second that I thought that Miranda Lambert rewrote every kind of people into all kinds of kinds?
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me and about you.
I mean, I love Miranda. She's out there singing about inclusivity.
That's very
She's
true.
like doing it, you know, and we've got like all this stuff going on in the country music scene.
It's fraught, y'all.
You got like Tyler Childers' new album came out like this week, and oh my god, and then all these people are like, you know, whatever. What's his name? Small town dumbass.
Fudge rounds? I call them fudge rounds.
You call Jason Aldean fudge rounds?
Oh, no. That's right. Try this in small towns, Jason Aldean. I was thinking of the other.
Oh, that whole
thing.
The
populist singer. Anthony Oliver?
Whatever. I like the way he sounded. I just wish his song was.
He has a great sound. That song sounds great.
You know what? He should get some of the greats to write for him because he falls short in one category.
Exactly.
And that is having a message.
Oh, sure.
Wait, what?
I thought lyrics, because his message would come true more clearly if his lyrics were better.
What? Okay. On what fucking planet? Okay. As an aspiring, now I get it. Like, write about what you know. That's a thing.
Right.
Write about what you know or whatever. On what planet is your country music debut sort of breakthrough song about the welfare, like queens or whatever? I don't know what his thing. Some people might not know what we're talking about. It was like a big thing on the internet.
But the
like
idea
a couple
that
weeks ago.
This is such a huge problem, it needed to be included in this song.
Meanwhile, you got like people on way bigger stages, like being like, it takes all kinds of kinds. And he's like, fat people on tickets of welfare. And it's like, what? What? Like, you sound so good. Like, why are you singing about that?
Why did he include that? There was that great, you sent me that video of the guy who was saying, you know, the baby in the bathwater with that song is like, don't throw out the baby, which is, condemn these people that are worthy of condemnation.
That's true.
You know,
I agree.
But that one line fucks it up so much.
Kind of. I'm like, and then people went deep on him, and I don't know. Like he seems very Christian, from what I could find out.
Thumbs down.
And so, I mean, I just like I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I went to Willie Nelson's birthday concert, so.
So your credentials are.
I'm authentic. I'm
exactly.
real. I am into the.
Was he there? I don't think so.
Was he on the stage singing "Happy Birthday" to Willie Nelson turning 90? No, he was not invited.
Is he only turning 90? I thought it was older than that for some reason.
Willie Nelson? That's so old.
I know it is. Look, he's been around for a long time.
Like on stage singing at 90. Like that's like incredible.
I don't think I've told you about this. I mentioned it on Freedom.
Oh, then I wouldn't know.
Because it came up organically.
I don't have a subscription. No one's comped me the subscription.
It's free.
Oh, it is? I didn't know that. I thought y'all were like behind a paywall or whatever.
We're ad-free behind the paywall.
Oh, you're ad-free.
Yes, but the episodes come out free every week. Honey, of course. I don't expect you to listen to that show.
Well, you know.
You don't need to. It would drive you crazy.
Honestly,
it would drive you crazy.
I'm already in conversation with you, Scott, and Lauren on almost daily basis through like our text threads.
This is that, but 1,000 times worse. Anyway, somebody asked us if somebody wrote in or left a voicemail or something saying, was there like a satisfying moment in your life that you can think of where like something went the way that it was supposed to go?
Okay.
It was very satisfying.
That's a cool question and something fun to think about.
It is a cool question. My answer was
me saying yes when you proposed.
Honey, you do listen to the show.
Is that what you said, really?
No.
Oh.
And now I guess I have to go on record and say that was a satisfying moment of my life.
Okay. What else did you pull out of your back pocket for this?
Here's what just happened. I just got back from Portland, where I did Varietopia at the Aladdin Theater. Shout out to everyone who came to that show. Thank you so much. So much fun. And that was the day that Bob Barker died. And so on stage,
R.I.P.
I
Bob.
cooked up this idea backstage. And some people were like, I don't know if people are going to like this. And I was like, trust me. Trust me.
You're like, I'm a comedy master. Like, you know.
Well, I didn't say that, but it was implied. So I go out and, great crowd. From the beginning, they're like pumped. They're so happy to be there.
Yeah.
And, I walk out. People are clapping. It's very nice. I wait for the laughter, for the applause to die down. And I say, hey, Portland, I'm so glad to be here. And I really thank you all for coming out. This is such a sad day because Bob Barker died. And then I had the sousaphone player, the trumpet player, and the trombone player do the
yeah.
And let me tell you something. The laugh went on for such a long time. And it was
so unexpected because like no one expected that that was about to happen.
No, they could not have.
It's a beautiful, but also like a tribute.
Yeah,
in a way.
Sure.
I mean, it was like
absolutely
it was an iconic.
It was not meant in a mean-spirited way.
No,
at
it's
all.
an iconic.
Absolutely. And the guy was 99 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he 99?
Yeah, 99.
99?
99.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was it was like I instantly wish that we had recorded it, but we did not record it. But that moment will live on in my memory for a long time.
I feel like in a recording, it wouldn't have endured in a way because it was an of the moment thing that it happened that day.
I would have had to have put it out like on social media that night.
Right. But I also feel like it was such an immediate thing of being live in the audience and feeling the unexpectedness of the moment. I do understand like you wanted to preserve that moment because it was such a home run. And
yes. Well, honestly, just to show to my friends. It's the only thing I was thinking about was like, I wish I could show this to people that I know that this happened.
That's pretty cool though.
And they played it perfectly, by the way.
Well, yeah, because I mean, they couldn't just do it like right off. Like you had to be like, cause we lost Bob Barker, and there had to be like a beat.
The timing,
there had to be a beat.
The timing was perfect.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Jordan Katz, musical director on the trumpet.
Yes.
Vikram Devastali, who happened to be in Portland and then joined us on the show. He usually plays with us in LA.
Wow.
And of course, Devin Taylor on the sousaphone. Perfect.
Wow.
Perfect.
Well, speaking of the Variety Orchestra.
Yeah.
It's Friday night in Los Angeles.
That's right, baby.
And in precisely 2 nights from now, Sunday night.
And precisely 2 sleeps.
2 sleeps. The Variety Orchestra will be backing Varietopia with Paul Tompkins and this time co-hosted by Nicole Parker.
Now, hold on a second. It's not Varietopia. This is just me and Nicole. It's a 2-person show with a full band.
Not the Variety Orchestra?
It is the Variety Orchestra.
Oh, okay.
They remain the Variety Orchestra, whatever the name of the show is. They have no control over that.
Anyway.
It's called Something for Everyone.
So you guys are doing a crazy, co-hosted variety show with both of your crazy, wackadoodle characters and fun songs.
I mean, music and comedy. We've been wanting to do it for a long time. Nicole, of course, co-hosts the Neighborhood Listen podcast with me.
Yes.
And we will have some news about that podcast at the show.
So it's this Sunday in 2 sleeps.
It's 2 sleeps away.
At Lodge Room in Highland Park neighborhood of Los Angeles. You can get tickets at the Lodge Room website. If you're ever curious what Paul's doing live, you go to our Weekend Water Substack and there's a tab.
That's right.
Paul F. Tompkins live dates.
All my live dates.
On our landing page.
Yes.
And it's 7:30 p.m. Sunday.
7 p.m.
Shit. I told 2 people today it was 7:30.
Well, they will be denied admission because we're not allowing late seating.
Well, when they buy a ticket, they'll know.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Hopefully they'll look at it. Yeah.
Shit. All right. Well, anyway. And
no, we don't usually do plugs like this early in the show, but I'm very excited about the show.
Yeah, no, but it's exciting.
It is.
And so, yeah.
I feel like it came up organically, and I'm not going to apologize.
Well, it totally came up organically. If I'm going to think of so you that was your answer on Freedom?
Yes.
Was that?
Yes. What's
that
your answer?
Oh,
of something that was satisfying. It
Seriously?
was like, I wanted to do this. It worked out the way I wanted to. It was a moment where I actually felt supreme satisfaction.
I honestly don't think I've ever had.
No, honey. Not even when I proposed to you?
That wasn't something I did.
But you ensnared me in your web of love. That's got to feel good.
No.
Honey, you must have.
Like a large scale thing?
I don't think it has to be like some. I think it's just like.
I'm reaching into the vaults.
Are you going into your mind palace?
I'm going into my mind palace.
I will kill some time.
I got it. I mean, but it's old.
That's fine.
Old.
That's fine.
It's old.
Okay.
But it was like a pivotal moment for me.
Mm-hmm.
When I finished undergrad, I wanted to go to grad school
Makes sense.
Study acting.
Mm-hmm.
Because fine, I studied at University of South Carolina. It was just kind of, it was like fine. I was in the theater department, but it was like
fine, go Cox.
Go Cox, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can't like our Cox and whatever. Like it was just not conservatory enough, and I'd wanted to do that for college, but I didn't get in anywhere. Mm-hmm. So I was determined to extend my education and get a master's degree. And so the first year out of college, when I was like waiting tables or whatever, I had planned to audition for grad schools where they have like these combined auditions, like regionals things where you go. And I feel like I've talked about this on the podcast before or somewhere. I don't know, somewhere, because it's weird. Okay, so the first year I went, I didn't get in any schools. And so I went back. I was living in Columbia, South Carolina, because that's where I was living when I finished school. And I just stayed living there. And I was just like waiting tables, and I was like doing Shakespeare with the South Carolina Shakespeare Company and all this stuff. And I was like, I'm going to get into school. And so I went the next time they had the auditions. The second time.
Right.
And I still, I only got something like 1 or 2 callbacks or something. And I knew SMU was one of the ones where I wanted to go. Definitely.
Southern Methodist University.
Yeah. Because they had full scholarship. So I knew someone who went there. And I might be messing this up because it was so long ago. But I'm not even sure if they called me back or not. But I waited for the professors, and I was like, I really want to audition for you. And they said I could audition for them in their room. I know that's weird, but there were 2 of them or whatever. And there were 3 people waiting outside to come in. It wasn't it wasn't not a Harvey Weinstein situation.
Right. But they were wearing robes.
No, it was not Charlie Rose. They were wearing clothing. And I went in, and I had worked on my monologues. I had to do a classical piece and a modern piece.
Of course.
My modern piece was from an Irish play. I worked on my dialect and everything. And I was in the middle of my monologue, and their phone rang. And they stopped and said, just a moment. And they answered the phone. And I was like, I would like to complete my audition. And then I finished it, and they offered me admission. And I got a full scholarship.
That's amazing.
And I was like, I'm going to SMU next year.
I don't know that you've ever told me that story
I
before.
don't think I've ever told you that specific story, because I don't think I've ever told it again.
Yeah.
Like it happened to me.
Yeah.
But it was like a personal achievement, like because I didn't, because I was like rejected the year before. I worked on my monologues again. I wasn't going to not get seen by the schools I wanted to get seen by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then this thing happened that could have like completely derailed my shot.
If I'm correct, you're saying that the phone rang, the person went to answer it.
They said, "I'm sorry, please excuse me," and then they like said something on the phone, and then like took, you know, apologized.
Right.
And then I was like, "It's not a problem. I'd like to please begin my monologue again." And my composure and poise apparently impressed them in addition to my work on my monologue. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. That's right.
And so, but I was like, it didn't matter because like I just wanted to present my work to them.
Yeah.
You know, to get into this conservatory. Yeah. And then I got in and then it did nothing for my career, but I'm just kidding. I loved that I went there, but it literally did nothing for my career. Whatever. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's hard to gauge that stuff like when we're starting out and we're learning our thing.
Right.
Of course, it does something. It enables you to like become a professional.
Well, it empowers you with skills, right? Mm-hmm. And okay, and I say like that, but like today I ran into someone from SMU. Like a week ago, I ran into someone from SMU. Like we're all over the place, you know? Like I ran into Heath Cullens today at lunch. I ran into Daniel Hart at the movie theater like a week ago. There's just like all like people who are working in the industry.
Right.
Doesn't necessarily mean like they're going to give me work or whatever, but like they're just like colleagues and professionals that I worked with. I mean, I guess that was like a satisfying experience.
For sure.
I don't know.
I like that story.
You do?
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't been sort of presented with anything that I can think of off of the top of my head where I worked so hard on something recently where it's like it has to go a certain way or else. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think also like divorced from work, there is like it could be something you did around the house, like something you built or fixed or whatever.
Oh, like when I did I put the Gorilla Glue on our dishwasher this morning, and it seems to have held through the last wash cycle of the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Because I guess like Maytag has made like proprietary parts or whatever because this thing came off the ceiling. Anyway, whatever.
Look, we're lucky enough to have a dishwasher. We're unlucky enough that the brand that we have has this one piece that if anything happens to that piece... You have to replace
the whole fucking thing or something?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Like the guy was like, he's like, just so you know, like...
Yeah.
This isn't...
He's like, I see this all the time.
And he Gorilla Glued it. And then it came off like 6 months.
I love when a guy like that is like, oh my God, I've seen this. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this.
But then I Gorilla Glued it yesterday. I let it sit for 24 hours and it did hold.
Yes, it did.
But I don't know how long it's going to hold.
Approximately as long as it held. After
maybe not. I don't know. Like there's sometimes like there's just like no. I don't know. Like there's sometimes like you just don't know. Here's
what I think about Gorilla Glue, is that I think they've stopped testing it with gorillas, and so they don't know the strength of it anymore.
Did you?
When they started out, of course they would glue something and see if a gorilla could pull it apart.
Wait, but did you see? There was a thing in the news about this guy at the U.S. Open, or these people at the U.S. Open or whatever.
No.
The women's finals. I don't fully follow. I was only like half like reading about it because I was sort of like, what the fuck was this? But okay, so you know like people who protest sort of the climate crisis?
Yes.
And they're like, there's people who do these pranks.
Yes.
Okay.
Little stunts to get attention, to call attention to.
Like they'll go to museums and throw like shit on. They'll like destroy property and throw shit on like Monet's or I don't know. I'm making shit up. I don't know. They do shit like this. I don't know what it does necessarily. I think I'm kind of like I feel the existential weight of the climate crisis. However, I don't see how we find our way through it. Sometimes these news pieces make me feel even more powerless to humanities, the direction of humanity. Anyway, so they were at the U.S. Open and they wore these T-shirts that were like, it's like the picture I saw, there were only like 3 people that said like, give up fossil fuels or something. Which, by the way, is that really like an out loud statement? Or the T-shirts like, give up stop fossil fuels?
What do you know what
I'm saying? I'm saying like hire a banner or something. Like get it like like an airplane or something. Like just like a T-shirt. I mean, okay, but I guess they like glued their bare feet to the stadium floors. And so they had to like pause I'm butchering this because I'm not a sports person and I only like absorbed this news story sort of like through people's reactions to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the truth of it was.
Yeah.
But that they had to stop the game and like I guess chisel this man's feet from the
I personally
So what do you think?
I don't like stunts like that. Because, and like the defacing the art and everything, because I think that it ends up alienating more people than it brings in. And I'm sure that speaking of satisfaction, I'm sure you feel very satisfied when you can do that. It makes you
uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're trying to do. And it's like, dude, I still pick the paper straws. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Like, I vote for people who have conscientiousness. I don't know, like, I don't own a factory.
Here's the thing. I don't know who that's aimed at. Is it aimed at us or is it aimed at powerful people who can do something? Who is it? I feel like they're so ill considered when they do shit like that because it's like you want to be visible. You want the message to be heard. And you also don't want to be seen as, the aggressor. You want to point out that the other people are the aggressors. This is what they're doing wrong.
Right, you're villainizing your own self in the
and you're not helping like in this poetic message of you're destroying more acres of rainforest than we are with this art or whatever that fucking point was of that.
It ends up like hurting people. It ends up hurting people that are not in the direct chain of the issue, right? It's whoever the athletes are that are distracted by this is like their one fucking moment. They worked all their lives for this thing.
Right.
And so you're hurting those people and they're not the ones like manufacturing iPhones in China or whatever the fuck.
I mean, it's a good place to get attention. And I think there's ways to get attention without doing stuff that's going to turn people, giving them a reason to dismiss you, But
also, like, what's the attention? Like, what's more attention getting than fucking Hurricane Lee in the Gulf at the moment, or not something, whatever in the Atlantic right now about that's turning into Category 5. What about the fires and the fucking? I mean, I think we're paying attention that now it's time to start like coming up with solutions.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I feel like the message is already like, we've already won the message, which is like, this shit's gonna like, we're going to be underwater. And
we haven't though, because there's too many people that don't give a shit, and not just people in power, but our fellow citizens don't care. They either don't believe it or they just think that's somebody else's problem. It's not going to affect me. People just don't, they literally don't care. It's also, and I will say this, to be somewhat fair, it's such a huge thing to think about. Like, how do we get through our day?
I agree.
Without being just paralyzed by the idea that it's like, well, we're going to live to see the death of the human species. It's pretty wild.
Well, I mean, I totally agree with that. Like, I find myself like in a state. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You were looking over there.
I was looking at the clock. I'm just keeping an eye on the time.
Oh, okay. We're fine on time, babe. I got you. I got us.
What time? What are we at?
What do you think we're
I
at?
dare you to tell.
What do you think we're at?
I think we're at 45 minutes.
You're so... Wow. You think this conversation has been 45 minutes? Wow.
Are we up to a half hour?
We barely.
Okay.
Barely.
Well, it's time to take a break.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Folks, this is what happened. We switched to a new way of recording, which we should have been doing the whole time, which is...
I'm in charge. I'm the producer.
Okay. Historically, the time has been my job.
Historically, the time there is no time. It's the construct.
Oh my God.
You just said we're going to be extinct.
Okay,
so
Russ
who cares?
Hinkle. What was his fucking name? Matthew McConaughey in True Detective. He had a weird name.
Oh, when he was like, time is a flat circle.
Yeah.
What was his name?
It was like Russ Tingle or something like that.
No, it was not. He was all like, time is a flat circle, Carcosa this and Carcosa that.
Oh my God, that Carcosa. He was the worst.
He was like in the Carcosa chic, and he was like...
What a great dress code. If you were to throw a party and say, the dress code is Carcosa chic.
Wait, I want to say something controversial right before the break.
Yes.
That we can or cannot pick up.
Exciting.
Our one sponsor ad read.
Yes.
Which, if anyone knows of any sponsors that want to advertise on Stay of Homekins, please hit us up. Because
if you know if it's somebody who wants to sponsor a once-a-month podcast.
Once-a-month podcast. Listen, but we have fun.
We do have fun.
We have fun. Okay?
Wait, so what's your controversial take before the break? This is exciting.
People who decide to have parties with homework.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the theme, or you gotta do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe are exhibiting a trauma response. We'll be right back after these messages. Oh, Green Chef. So chic. So green. What is it? What's Green Chef, you ask? It's a CCO certified meal kit company. Green Chef makes eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, veg, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. Green Chef offers a range of receipts to suit your prefs. Okay, Green Chef, as I said, is the #1 meal kit for eating clean. With dinners that work for you, not the other way around. I don't know about you, but I like for my dinners to work for me and me not to work for them. So feel your best with this back to school season with seasonal recipes featuring certified organic fruits and veggies, organic cage-free eggs, and sustainably sourced seafood. With Green Chef, you're reducing your food waste by up to 23% versus grocery shopping, which is important since we were just talking about the climate crisis. They deliver meal kits to your door, everything that you need to eat clean, the easy way this September. And man, do we have a deal for you, our Stay at Homekins listeners. I think you need to go to greenchef.com/60homekins and use code 60homekins to get 60% off plus free shipping. I personally love Green Chef to reduce my mental load. I don't have to come up with meal planning. Green Chef does all that for you. I do the cooking, Paul does the eating, and we love Green Chef.
Everybody has their job.
Go to greenchef.com, like I said, /60homekins and use code 60homekins to get 60% off plus free shipping. Thank you, Green Chef.
Thank you, Green Chef.
We're back.
And guess what?
What?
Matthew McConaughey's character's name.
Yeah.
From True Detective
Wait,
season
can I guess?
1.
Can I guess?
Oh, please.
It was like Rusty or something. Is the first name R?
First name is R.
Did I get it right?
You're pretty close.
Rust.
That's very close.
Russell.
It is.
Wait.
They called him Rust.
They called him Rust. Wait, okay, so Rust.
But his full name.
Wait, can I guess the second name?
Yes.
You thought it was Jingle. Was it a J?
No.
Was it a C?
It's a K sound.
Kringle. Russ Costa.
One syllable.
Oh, Russ Cunk.
Can you imagine? Do you think this show would have gotten one additional season? Would anybody be talking about if his name was Russ
got like 3
Cunk? Do you think anyone would ever talk about this show? Oh, I wish that's what it was.
Russ Cunk.
Russ Cunk.
No, Russ Cunk. Wait, is it Rust Cunk or Russ Cunk?
Well, his full first name, of course, is Rustin.
Ew.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rustins.
And his last name is Cole.
Oh, that's right. Russ Cole.
Cole.
Rustin Cole.
Rustin Cole. Thomas Flat Circle.
Okay, I mean, that sounds like the name of like a country singer.
I just won't get fooled again.
Don't you think? Like a country
Rustin
singer?
Cole?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rustin Cole, absolutely.
Like Rustin. Oh my God, y'all! Rustin Cole's coming to the Coliseum next month.
I thought Rustin Cole died 4 years ago.
I'm gonna get my I'm a Rustin Cole concert tee from the first time I saw Rustin Cole. Oh my God.
Rustin Cole's not just a legend in our industry. He's also a legend in the industry of plastics. It's like his Hall of Fame.
Okay. Wait, but like True Detective did get like 2 more seasons.
Yeah.
Because it was like different people.
It might get another one. By the way, I was looking at the cast.
Of the
original. Well, it just gives you all.
Oh, it gives you all, but you can go like season. You can.
I didn't know Taylor Kitsch was in this show at some point.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I did not know that. Jodie Foster shows up at some point.
Oh, that's that's the new season, babe.
The one that's coming up.
Yeah.
That's not yet been seen.
Jodie Foster is the new one, so that hasn't been revealed.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I mean it's been revealed that she's in it. That
Rick
season.
Springfield. How about that? Wild.
Oh wait, he was in the one. I think the one with Rachel, Canadian, Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah. I think he was in that one, the L.A. one.
Scott Spicer. What?
Wait, I think
That's
you're
real. That was his name, right? Scott Spicer?
I don't know who that is.
The Trump press secretary?
No.
Sean Spicer.
Right, and his brother's like a TV writer or something.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's Scott Spicer.
It might actually, honestly, yes. Look it up. Look it up,
Spicer,
Paul.
brother.
Look it up. I'm not really allowed to sing. That's a private joke between our friends.
We do
Look
it
it up,
we do it with Scott
Paul.
Ackerman all the time. Look it up, Scotty. Look it up.
You say, look it up, Paul. Look it up. So big.
Sean Spicer, Kids and Family. 5 fast facts you need to know.
What about the bro? Who's his bro daddy?
I'm trying to find out.
Who's his striking, I assume, WGA striking bro daddy? Bro.
I cannot find his brother's name.
And then he was on like Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
Remember?
And people were not happy about it.
Well.
And didn't Tom Bergeron have
who?
One of the hosts of Dancing with the Stars, a show we've never watched.
Oh, I just know about it.
I feel like he said something about it. Like he was not happy about that.
Okay. Well, you know what? I mean, I get it. I totally get it.
Which part?
Not being happy about it.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Okay. So, this week on the picket line. So,
Wait. We have to talk about your controversial take about the trauma response. People that have themed birthday parties.
I had to control what other people do.
Do you think it's always like that? Now, let me ask you, because
I fucking hate homework, man.
I
fucking hate homework.
I understand. I
don't like to think about shit. I just like to do it. I just like to be like, It could happen that night.
Yes.
I want to dress up that night, or it could be like, guess what, guys? I know. I am enough.
That is typically my response as well.
It is.
Yeah, but I
just like to roll. What
I don't mind if it's a good friend. I don't mind honoring that. Like when I had my 50th, I asked people to wear black tie. It was
That's true.
And for some people, that's a big pain,
For sure.
But it made me so happy to see everybody all dressed up. It made me so happy.
I mean, look, there's like with weddings and stuff, like certain protocol, whatever.
When people don't bring I remember.
When people don't bring a what?
I remember seeing somebody at a wedding. This image is burned in my brain forever. It's a wedding. This person wore a suit, but then also had to wear their sneakers. And they weren't like fashion sneakers. You know what I mean?
Was it Jerry Seinfeld?
It's my good friend, Jerry Seinfeld. It was not Jerry Seinfeld. And Jerry Seinfeld's sneakers, his bright white sneakers probably would have looked more formal than this person's ratty old fucking sneakers that they were wearing.
What if the airplane lost their luggage and that's all they had?
No, that did not happen because the wedding was in the town where they lived. And here's what bothers me about it, especially for a man. Someone wearing men's clothes. Is like, you're not wearing heels. You know what I mean?
You know what? Good point.
You can get men's shoes.
You can wear a fucking loafer.
That are very comfortable.
Put on a loafer.
Yeah.
Put on a fucking loafer.
Shoes are this was a while ago, but still, I was wearing a hard shoe and did not feel like, oh my God, how am I going to live?
That's how I feel in heels. I don't do heels. I think heels suck. And I also think they were invented by the patriarchy.
Well, they were. And they were originally worn by men.
And then they were like, let's wear these to make them seem like they're normal and then make women wear them so they can't run away from us.
If that's the plan, that's ingenious.
Guess what? It was the plan. And I fucking guarantee it. I fucking guarantee it. Because I know how men think.
All right.
I'm going to write a book about it. How men think. How they invented the patriarchy. They wore heels first. They put on powdered wigs first. They were like,
my God, the fucking powdered wigs. When you think about it, powdered wigs are so funny.
It's because like their hair smelled or something?
I think everybody stunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody smelled
the powder
bad.
was supposed to like absorb.
They're like,
the smell.
you know what's gonna make us smell
not
better?
Airing out our
another
head.
layer on top of where
also,
all the heat escapes from your body.
Maybe it was like to protect from lice or something. Like there's like
maybe
I don't know. I mean, look, we've come a long way with hygiene.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But
you know what I also feel like, especially considering fashion is such today that you can kind of wear whatever you want whenever you want, which I honestly, I do think that's good. But I still like, for ceremonial things, you make the tiniest little sacrifice to say, I'm going to dress within this dress code. This is not how I normally dress. But I'm going to do this for this special event. But I also really like ceremony, and I like when there's a special thing for a special happening.
But what if it's like, okay, everyone just has to wear like red or something? Like that's fine.
Yeah, that's great.
Then it's like a loosey-goosey scenario.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just me. But I like to not. I can't be.
I have no doubt there's plenty of people that agree with you. I don't know about the trauma response thing, but I think they will agree that they don't like a homework party.
I'm right.
All right.
Because they're like trying to control other people.
Okay. I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for...
I don't like to be controlled. So that's just me.
Of course. That sounds like a trauma response.
Guess what? I think it is. And you know what? maybe you're onto something, but also like that's how I survive is by not being controlled.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've got to just like have this like unformed way of moving through the world.
Oh, doing
the
what
best
we
can
survive.
Okay, so on the picket line. So my friend Catherine.
Oh yes.
Okay, so my friend Catherine is a writers guild strike captain.
Do you know how you sounded just now? Oh my God. A writer's captain? People listening are like, what?
She's like a Writers Guild strike captain. And she used to write on this Netflix show called Anne with an E, which is based on Anne of Green Gables, which is like this.
Let's give a brief shout out to our strike captain friends, because we know
strike
a lot of
captain
them.
friends.
Shout out to Catherine Burrell Jr.
We got
shout
Aaron
out to
Ginsberg.
Ann Slichter.
Aaron
Ginsberg. Jess McKenna.
Sarah Schaefer.
Sarah Schaefer.
Blew my mind there.
So many good ones.
I got JT out, and I've got Craig Stiles, Drew Moreland, all my friends I met on the line that I'm not friends with for years before now. But
Sir Ian McKellen, he's out there.
Oh, and
every day
the sweet one, Kate,
wearing that vest.
Kate Comer, who broke her.
Kate Comer
replaced her knee.
I know.
So she's
very young for a knee replacement.
She said she has shared on her Instagram that it's been like she's needed a new knee since childhood.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know my story with Kate?
Sort of.
A million years ago, I want to say in the early aughts, I met her at the John Fluvog store in New York.
Yes.
And then I did a show, and I saw her at the show, and she was friends with a lot of the New York comedy people in the scene back then. Mm-hmm. But I always remembered her, and then years later, she moved to LA, and she started working and getting TV jobs and stuff like that. I would run into
Kate frequently at auditions.
And I always
be auditioning for similar projects.
Absolutely.
Not roles, but projects.
And I always felt like a little weird pride.
Yes.
That it's like, not that I had anything to do with her success as a person, but to watch somebody, you rarely get to see that, somebody that you don't know that well. Right. You watch them come up, from literally the day job to working. Yes. And I think it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, no, she's very nice. I like her. But the strike captains are like killing it. Mm-hmm. So Catherine, my bud, was like,
and she takes it very seriously.
Well, Catherine takes everything very seriously. Like Catherine is like,
it's very true.
I don't know, like someone that has a lot of gusto.
She does have a lot of gusto.
Yeah, she has a lot of gusto.
She really does.
Yeah.
She is, as our friend Ian Holmes said in the movie Big Night, taking a bite out of the ass of life.
She is just like a real like force of nature kind of person. And she was like, I'm going to plan this Anne with an E writer's room picket. Anne with an E themed picket.
Because she wrote on that show.
She wrote on the show. And she was
which is a beloved show. There are people that...
Well, the book is very meaningful to people. Of course. Yeah.
But people love... There's a lot of super fans of that series.
Extension of the... Yes.
Yeah.
And so... she bikes to the picket every day because she bikes like 60 miles a fucking day.
Augusto much?
And she saw this woman on her bike. I
forgot how this all came up. Yes.
Yeah, she saw this woman on her bike like herding little animals around. Like little miniature farm animals around. And she like screeched to a halt on her bike and just like, whoa. Can you hold the phone, lady? What is with your miniature farm animal menagerie? Like, I need to know more.
Yeah.
And the woman was like, oh, I own a miniature farm animal menagerie that I supply to...
Does that answer your questions, bitch? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm trying to get my tiny animals into the little barn.
She's like, I provide them, to TV and film or blah, 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 blah. And she's like, okay, look, bitch, I'm doing this Anne with an E picket next week. Can you bring a miniature animal?
Yes, because for this themed picket, it's fucking hot out. You can't ask people to wear a bunch of bustles and crinolines and shit. So it's like, how do we represent the show? So
they're going to do like a farm thing.
Yes.
And with like bales of hay, which by the way, Catherine rented a fucking truck, picked up a bunch of bales and hay. She set up a farm step and repeat on the thing or whatever. And so So
Now I believe.
Oh, and they bought ice cream too for everyone.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
I think she bought bales of.
She bought straw. Yeah, the straw. She learned the difference between
yes,
hay
and from
straw,
the
her
podcast that she and Mike do,
3-minute review.
3-minute review, I learned the difference between straw and hay.
Right, which is like straw you can't eat, but hay you can eat.
Yes, hay is what the animals eat. Straw is
just like
chaff,
decoration.
Essentially. It's like, decoration.
It's for like Sadie Hawkins dances.
It's soft, so it's like for lining. It's like our Lord Jesus would have been on a bed of straw in the manger.
So
when he was born to redeem us, the Prince of Peace. Shout out to Christ the Lord. Still doing it.
Still saving everyone.
We're waiting for you.
We're waiting for you.
Oh, come and knock on our door.
And why don't you save the climate? Jesus.
Yeah, right? Are you fucking kidding? This
Jesus.
is when...
Jesus, you could
Honey,
shine. You could fucking shine.
Right.
Why don't you fucking shine and save the fucking climate?
What's the point of him waiting to come back if it's like, you know what, now's the time
He's
to come
not
back
gonna
and
come
say,
back to this.
guys, you're fucking up the planet.
I mean,
you're making it so you can't live here.
I honestly feel like he won't come back because he's like, you're burning it down, you dumb fucks.
But then it ruins the last book of the Bible.
You mean Revelation?
Yes.
Wait.
If we do all that to ourselves to make it uninhabitable, then there's not going to be a rapture and all that stuff.
Oh, the rapture.
The rapture, and then the people that are left behind, that they have to deal with the Antichrist and the beasts and all that shit.
Okay, wait a minute. What if this is Revelations?
It's not the way it was in the book.
Oh.
A lot of people will tell you that it is.
Oh, okay.
Will say this is what it means.
They're stretching it out.
They are saying, but you know what? They're also contributing to it, and I think that's not
That's a cheat.
fair.
It's like a
cheat. It's a cheat.
Yeah. It just has to happen.
They're contributing to the hell on earth that they will not have to
Yeah.
experience because they'll be raptured.
It just has to happen.
And then they're also going to leave their clothes behind?
No, not in this weather.
No, they are.
I'm saying that you wouldn't.
They're going to get raptured, and then, no, but if they go up to heaven, it's going to be nice up there.
Oh, okay. Well.
So they leave their clothes just sitting in piles, and then we have to clean them up.
Why do we have to do that? Go naked to heaven.
Talk to God.
Whatever.
Because we don't have bodies anymore.
Oh, their bodies go away too?
I think it's just your soul gets raptured.
Oh, that's
somehow
cool.
In the process, your body is separate from your soul. So your clothes stay here on earth.
Did you ever hear this?
Your body goes up there.
You know how like in Catholic school and they're like, your soul goes to heaven. Did you ever like learn this? Like where it was like, they've done, this is such a Catholic. They've actually done scientific studies where you weigh a certain amount right before you die. And then right after you die, you're like 3 ounces lighter.
This is the 24 grams, the famous 24 grams.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
The weight of the human soul.
Oh, I had no idea. It was like a real thing.
Well, it's not real. But I mean, it could be real that your body weighs less. 23 grams less when you die.
How heavy is that?
I don't think it's much.
Like a feather?
I don't think it's much. Maybe something like that.
Fucking.
I mean, I don't know metrics.
That's just like a breath.
Let me see.
So you don't have a breath in you. That's what that is.
Let me look it up.
Okay. Anyways, my point is, Catherine got this miniature cow to come to the picket, and I got to pet it. And then I learned that a bunch of people got COVID this week at Warner Brothers picket, and they've postponed it until resuming the picket at Warner Brothers till Thursday. Hopefully, I didn't get COVID. I don't know.
I hope not.
I don't want to get it. I don't fucking want to get it. But it's going around. And there's a big rally on Wednesday that I want to go to at Netflix at 8 in the morning.
21 grams is less than an ounce.
So what is that? A feather?
0.741.
What weight? Alexa, what weighs 21 grams?
21 grams is about 0.741 ounces.
Alexa, give me an example of something that weighs 21 grams.
From answers.com, a normal Reese's cup weighs 21 grams.
Well, there you have it, folks. There you have it, folks.
Hey, hi, Cuckoo. Cuckoo, guess what? We just found out the human soul weighs the same as a normal Reese's cup.
Now, is a normal Reese's cup meaning like one of the two? One of the two?
One of the two.
Like the 2-pack?
No
Not
special
a miniature.
things about it.
Not a miniature.
Not a miniature. A normal Reese's cup. A normal one. So that's the human soul. And you know what?
You know what?
I get it. I love those things.
You know what?
I love a normal
Reese's cup.
Or Reese's, as I said.
Reese's Pieces.
Growing up.
Wait, you said Reese's?
We used to call them Reese cups.
Reese cups.
And then when Reese's Pieces came out, they were Reese Pieces. Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. Isn't that more fun to say?
Yeah. It's like saying Piscetti instead of spaghetti.
Yeah.
Or sketty.
Sketties.
Sketty.
Yeah.
Okay, so the human soul.
I want to start a new one where I say lasagna like a Sicilian gangster.
How do you do that?
Where, okay, ask me what I want for dinner tonight.
Darling, what would you like for dinner tonight?
Lasagna.
Wait, are you okay?
Lasagna. Gabagool. Mortadella. Lasagna.
I think I would be like, I think you need.
I want to get it more Frankie Pentangeli. Remember him?
No.
Your father did business with Ivan Roth, but he never trusted Ivan Roth. I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Like in the God.
I've never done this voice before.
It doesn't sound comfortable.
It's not. You know what? It's not as bad as you think. But when he's gonna flip, on the Corleone family.
Yes.
And then they bring his brother in from Sicily or whatever in his peasant garb, and then he changes his tune. He's like, "So did you ever talk to Mr. Corleone at this occasion?" He's like, "I don't remember. It's a long time ago."
Wait, is that in 2? Godfather 2?
That's in Godfather 2, yeah, because Michael's the Godfather now.
The God. I feel like I have to rewatch The Godfather a lot.
A lot? Why?
To just like remember it all.
Are you saying you often think this, or you think you have to watch it a bunch of times in a row?
I think I need to watch it a bunch of times in a row.
Do you know what I want to see, which I haven't seen in a long time, is The Godfather Saga, which is the first 2 movies in chronological order. So they take the flashbacks from the second one, and that's the first part of the movie.
Didn't we try to watch this during the pandemic?
I think I was looking for it, couldn't find it. We did end up watching Godfather 3 because Francis Ford Coppola recut it or something.
He did something special
and it still sucked. It still wasn't good.
Well, it wasn't compelling. Ow! Ooh, I
No!
just got into karma.
Funny bone to you? Oh, funny bone on the table. Sailor take Mabel.
What? What? Ah! It hurts.
It really hurts, right?
But it's fine. I'm alive.
You have instant perspective on this. That's amazing. I want to get on your level.
Do you really?
This really hurts, but I'm fine. I'm still alive.
I feel like, you know how like people are really into microdosing mushrooms?
Yes. I feel like everyone.
I'm not into it. Can I be a dick?
Please.
I'm half into my weekend water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna regret this. I think.
Well, it's either say it now or we stop right here and we cut it out.
I think it's kind of like a fad.
It does feel very faddish, yeah.
I know that there are like certain scientific experiments to see if it can help heal people's like PTSD or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about like the microdosing of it in general makes me feel like the people that I've talked to, I don't know if I'm like on this thing with like people were like slamming all the Burning Man people that were stuck in the which, by the way, I was like nervous for them, the people. I wasn't just making fun of that. People were making fun of that online.
People were making fun of that online.
I guess it was fine or something.
It was fine. And the person who died, it had nothing to do with
How
the
did
weather
that
event.
person die?
I don't remember. But I did look it up.
You did?
And because I was like, I bet that person didn't die because of this. I bet there's probably like 5 people that die at Burning Man every year.
I mean, because it's a big crowd and it's like a 2-week thing.
Yeah, people are like, it's hedonistic and people are doing drugs and shit like that. And it's like, things happen. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh my God, the story.
I saw Zeus. He told me to eat a bunch of mud, so I did.
Yeah, I mean, it looked
Now
scary.
I sound like somebody from like Dragnet.
I will say.
I put the baby in the oven
I did
to warm it up.
I took the wacky. I saw the wacky side. I took the wacky doodle, wackadoodle.
Wacky tobacco.
I'm just going to say that, like, the news story of the week that horrified me, and I have not discussed this with you, so I don't even know if you saw it.
Wow. This is an exclusive to me.
Apparently, a flight had to, like a transatlantic flight, had to emergency turn around because
I think I know the story you're talking about.
A passenger not only was sick with diarrhea,
That's
which
right.
can happen or whatever.
It not only can happen, it does happen.
But the reporting of it was had diarrhea all up and down the aisle.
Okay, what I had read was
they had to like turn the plane around because it was a biohazard risk.
Right. I had read through the plane, which in my mind
through
was
the
like
aisle of the plane.
It went through the seat,
Wait, you
like
said
into the cargo.
No, it was like all throughout.
How does this happen? Because of course I refuse to look.
Don't people wear
I
clothing?
refuse to click on the story. Click up on that. I refuse to click up on that.
I wanted to pretend I hadn't seen. This is when I saw it. When I saw it online. I wanted it to instantly go away.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah.
And it kept coming up everywhere I looked.
I saw that come up in my Instagram feed a few times, and like you,
it sounds phony.
I kept scrolling.
Yeah, but it kept like people kept commenting, or it was like in other places.
Can I say this? People that we know.
Yeah, I'm
people
listening.
who are our friends, our dear, loving,
yeah.
and loved friends.
Yeah.
Seem to find diarrhea a lot funnier than we do.
Oh, can I just say that this...
Like they like to talk about it.
This news story is the encapsulation
Dang.
of my biggest nightmare. Being the passenger.
Wow.
In question.
Yeah.
I honestly would rather get Me Too'd than be the passenger that turned a plane around because I had diarrhea all over the aisle.
I feel the same way. Absolutely.
I could recover from being Me Too'd easier and quicker than being the famous person in the entire world that turned the plane around because of having diarrhea.
Thankfully, we don't know this person's name. I don't.
Oh, but it'll come out. I mean, they reveal.
But thankfully,
thankfully,
you and I don't know this person's name.
But they doxed the grand jury members that indicted Donald Trump.
Well,
someone's going to dox this person.
I would say if that were me, I would ask if there was a doctor on the plane.
What?
And then I would say
before or after the diarrhea?
After. And then I would say to the doctor, please euthanize me. Because if I'm to be a biohazard that causes this plane to turn around and land, I want it to be because I am a corpse.
But then.
What is my life after this? There's nothing for me. Please kill me, doctor.
I cannot express to you, first of all, whoever this person is, if they have some dignity in life after this,
right,
they will be my hero
because
I will see that there is a path after.
Right.
To me, I will be like, okay, I want a career like Olivia Colman's, and I would like redemption after turning a plane around from my biohazard diarrhea.
Yes, exactly.
Like I would be so inspired by this person. This person should have an instant memoir deal. Should be doing a TED Talk circuit.
A memoir deal. So it's like their life. Or do you even care about their life leading up to the point where this happened to them on the plane?
No, the memoir starts with it. The memoir starts.
The memoir,
because
the
it's
memoir
like it
starts
has
with
to
the
be
words,
like a redemption tour of like I am a person before this event.
Here's what
like
I want to
this
see.
is like
First,
I've been leading up to this.
the
like,
first chapter must be this. There's dialogue. It's like, okay, first, I reached up and hit the call button. The flight attendant came over to me with tears in my eyes.
I took my pants off.
With tears in my eyes, I said,
I took my pants off so that the diarrhea could not be contained in my. Wait, keep going.
with tears in my eyes, I said, I don't think this is going to be over anytime soon. Then they write out record scratch.
I'm the person.
They write out record scratch. Yep, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got here. First person to write that in a memoir. Never been done before.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Then the next chapter is like, my mother had a difficult childbirth. I was always considered the scapegoat of the family. We like started this person's book. It's like a 600 page like lead up.
It's like a Billy Elliot story, except instead of dancing, he just becomes somebody who shit themselves on a plane so badly that it had to be turned around. No son of mine is going to be a dancer. It's like, well, I became a dancer, but unfortunately, all people care about is that I forced this plane to land.
I honestly.
Well, you doing it. You shit yourself on a plane.
Okay, no, this person has the potential. This person has the potential to win a Nobel Peace Prize.
What?
If they take this story, what greater adversity exists?
Well, you got me there. You got me there.
If they can overcome this embarrassment.
Yes. It depends on what their life is from now on.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The only way out besides being euthanized, and that is a viable option.
Thank you. Thank you.
But if there's not a doctor on the plane with a lethal dose of morphine in their black kit,
right,
then the second option is you have to make lemonade out of the lemons. You have to go, you have to do a TED Talk circuit. I'm
trying to think, how could that person turn it around?
And then you become the fucking spokesperson for Pepto.
Oh,
You're
they finally
they don't do the dance anymore. The diarrhea, nausea, constipation, and then you're like, you don't know me, but you heard about the plane that had to turn around from the diarrhea. Take your Pepto.
I get so bummed out for those actors in those commercials.
I don't think they care. I think some people don't care.
Don't.
Some people don't care about that kind of thing.
Okay.
They just don't fucking care about it.
If I was like, okay, you have to sing this song, I'd be like, all right. And then I got there and they're like, okay, now we'll show you the dance. I'd be like, the dance?
listen, all they have to do is go to fucking UCB on any given night, and there's like 8 fucking improv kids doing dances about diarrhea. I'm telling you, I've fucking seen it. I've been there.
Honey, you're not wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not wrong.
They're like, we'll just get this kid, this kid,
That's
this
right.
kid. Whatever. Put
One
him
of
in the
them might have
pink.
choreographed
Put him
it
in the
for all we
pink
know.
cardigan. Put him
Yeah.
in the thing.
Yeah.
They love singing about it. It's their
Yeah.
whole deal. It's not a big deal.
Here's what's interesting about it. Is that it's a song that crosses all genres.
Yeah, nausea, constipation, diarrhea, the whole.
That's not
It
what I-
covers every.
No.
Okay.
What did you think I meant? Genres of stomach sickness?
Yes.
No, I mean musical genres.
Why?
Because they have like a soul version. They have a country
Diarrhea.
version.
Diarrhea.
That one I haven't heard.
I thought it was like that, like kind of disco-y.
No, the soul one is like diarrhea. And there's a country one where they
There
do
is?
like a line dance. Yeah.
God. Well, if I were
There
the,
should be a speed metal
I will
one.
tell you, if I were the brand manager of Pepto, I would be finding out. I would be doxing the passenger.
Well, you wouldn't you of course you would go to find them like, look,
Look,
your life is about
you're
to become
gonna
a living
like,
hell.
you're gonna hear from Imodium. You're gonna hear from fucking like Alka-Seltzer. You're gonna hear from.
Fucking Tums is probably going to
You're
try to
gonna
get
fucking
him
call
there.
you. We're Pepto. We are a trusted brand.
Yeah.
We cover every stomach ailment. We cover every single one. Yeah, fine. Could you possibly go to Xlax? Sure. But they're not going to offer you the prestige.
Actually, Xlax is the last thing that person needs.
Right, but that's like they are doing like an inverted.
Xlax is like, you
an
don't want to be like
inverted-
this guy.
Yeah, like an inverted.
Yeah.
They're like, we have a brand, we have a color, we have like a thing.
Yeah.
And Barbie's big and pink is big. And we're doing a Barbie pink collab.
Let me be like the head of
Okay.
Pepto.
Okay.
And you're the person.
I'm the
right?
person. Okay. Wait. How recently am I back from the
2
trip?
days.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
This is my first Zoom since this happened.
Understand.
And I'm just
Understand.
like, my phone hasn't stopped ringing.
That's odd. I didn't expect that to happen. I don't know. I would think that people are actively avoiding you rather
There's
than.
like a bunch of media parked outside my house, and I kept all the curtains
All right.
closed. But I don't know. My husband said I should take this meeting with you, and I do take Pepto, so I wanted to hear what you had to say.
I'm going to start with 2 words.
Okay.
And I want you to envision these words.
Okay.
Envision this in your home.
Okay.
This is for you. Pink toilet.
Like in my house?
A custom pink toilet.
I don't hate it.
And when you lift up the lid,
Yeah.
it goes diarrhea.
Okay. I'm listening.
So we have a deal?
What else? Is there something else?
That's what he leads with to see, like, maybe I can just get her for the pink toilet. Maybe I can save some money. You never know what people's prices are.
I don't know. Okay, fine, I'll do it because that sounds pretty funny. I mean,
I can't believe we talked about that for as long as we did.
it's like I don't know. I just
The
like,
shame of causing the plane to divert
wait.
from
That's the
its flight
shame.
plan.
That's the shame.
Well, I'm saying.
What about the fact that in front of like 150 people, you've like soiled the
but if-
environment for 8 hours?
But if the plane gets from the one place to the other, that's one story. But your intestinal distress was so bad that the plane had to stop what it was doing. That's infinitely worse. Infinitely worse.
I still don't understand the logistical situation where it's all through
I guess they
Are you
tried to
wearing
get to the
clothing?
bathroom.
Yeah, I get that, but like, isn't it confined to your clothing.
It depends what clothing you're wearing.
Like, this person wasn't wearing underwear or bottoms?
I think even if you are, I think depending on the extent of your illness, it will not be contained.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Honey, we're going to have to agree to disagree.
Also, this is literally my worst nightmare.
It's
Like,
horrible.
it is like my worst nightmare.
It's horrible. It's a good nightmare to have.
Like,
It's a good one.
feel so much sadness for the person
Yeah.
that it afflicted.
Yeah.
Because it's bad enough anyway to have explosive, unpredictable diarrhea.
I love predictable diarrhea. Where it's like 5 p.m. Excuse me.
I'm just having such a reaction to it. It's so I couldn't have thought, like,
I know. We need to change the subject.
okay.
Because this is a real pot calling the kettle black situation that
What does that mean? Why do you say it like that? What does that mean?
You know what that expression means?
Not in this context.
Because I start out by saying there's people that think that we know that think diarrhea is so funny.
Oh.
And now look, we just talked about it for fucking 10 minutes.
But it, like,
If I were listening to a podcast with friends of mine doing this, I'd be fast forwarding. I'd be like, okay, let's get past this. This is not going to be funny for me.
Really?
Yeah.
We just expanded our audience.
That's what and decreased by 1, me.
I feel
never
like if
listen to this
I were
episode.
listening to this, I feel like we talked about it like sane people, not insane people.
I agree.
That's just my
I think we
personal-
talked about it in a very adult and grown-up fashion.
I'm saying like the people that you're talking about that would be talking about it in this way, they would be making like bathroom noises and shit.
That's a very important delineation because we don't do that.
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
What am I in the 7th fucking grade?
Fucking.
Do you think on my TED Talk circuit after this happens to me, I'm going to be making like my whole thing is going to be like
that person for sure is not going to be doing that.
This is why I'm going to be like, this is why diarrhea is not funny. That's my TED Talk. You're on a plane. You're 30,000 miles in the air.
We can't talk.
You have Ebola.
We can't talk about it anymore. Let's get into. Do you have any recommendations?
I don't know. Do I?
Okay, for the listener, Janie gone full Joker. She was imitating like a wavy man in front of the car wash.
Blah, blah. I'm reading this insane book that's I can't recommend, but I'm reading it for specific reasons.
Okay.
My good friend, her aunt, was accused of elder abuse of Brooke Astor.
Wow.
So
who wrote this book?
okay, the aunt really wasn't accused. The son, but the son married the aunt, and the aunt was part of it. But the son is the one that
I'm sorry.
went to jail.
Whose son Brooke Astor's son? Married your friend's aunt.
Yes.
Okay.
I just told him who it was.
I remember now this coming up in conversation.
Because she's like, you didn't know this? And I was like, I don't think I knew the extent of it. Like, I knew that she lived, like, in Maine at the estate or whatever. And she's like, oh, God. She's like, there's, like, a whole book. I was like, someone should write a book. That's what I said. I said, someone should write a book about it.
And she's like, somebody did.
Somebody did.
So your prayers are answered.
So I'm, like, slogging through this book. I don't find the book to be particularly amazingly written.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm entering a particular world.
Mm.
And the world that I'm entering is like it's like the last gasps of like the Gilded Age, right? Like it's sort of like this. She was this sort of like grand dame philanthropist. She lived to be like 106,
right,
or some shit. Did you know all this?
I didn't know she lived to be 106. I
Or
vaguely
something,
knew
or
the
5 or
name.
something.
Like the Astor
Maybe
family, of
5 or
course, is
6.
famous.
Well, yes, but she married into. So Brooke Astor, who it was like her second husband, first or second, no, third husband.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the second one died or whatever, and then she married Astor. I forget his name. Astor.
John Astor?
I think.
Ad Astor?
I don't know, but he did. But they were only married for like 6 or 7 years. I'm fucking all this up, but like, and then he died.
Right.
And then she was the heir.
Mm-hmm.
And then she lived to be so old as this sort of like famous New Yorker,
right,
who essentially like revived the New York Public Library. Like it was.
What was her name again?
Brooke Astor.
Brooke Astor.
Yeah. And she had one biological son from her first marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. The first marriage. And I guess that guy was like a real dick, like kind of abusive.
Mm-hmm.
And so she had sort of this like relationship with her one son that was not particularly amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like contentious or whatever, but
Right.
it was like cold. Like he went to like boarding school. It was like a time and place.
Yeah.
And so there was like a broken dysfunction there, kind of. And then his third wife was my very good friend's aunt.
Right.
Who fucking went to the same school I went to in Charleston. They talk about Ashley Hall in the fucking book. And they mention like Shell House and everything.
That's wild.
In the book. And I'm like, what?
That's really wild.
Fucking what? Like, and then she was all like apparently instrumental in getting him to fucking so Brooke Astor then
Her son.
yes.
Mm.
She married so my friend Charlene marries this
Who's Charlene?
the aunt, my friend's aunt.
Okay.
My friend's aunt. who
She's
went
the
to
one that
Ashland.
married John Astor or whatever.
No, she married Brooke Astor's son.
Brooke Astor's son.
Yes.
Okay. So Brooke Astor
from another man.
had a biological son from a previous marriage.
From a man who like beat her up or raped her. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It does, like she had like something bad happen like
Right.
like 1920s bad.
Okay. So I'm trying to think, who's the person that was hated? Your friend's aunt.
And she married
Charlotte?
Charlene.
Okay, Charlene.
So
And she married this Astor guy.
well, he wasn't an Astor. He was Brooke Astor's son. He was a marshal.
So okay. So he was not like a direct. He was not in the bloodline of the famous Astor family with all the money and everything.
Correct.
Just by marriage.
Correct.
To Astor. Yeah.
So Charlene is married to this like pastor in this town in Maine,
Mm-hmm.
and had like 2 children from like another marriage and all this stuff. And then the Astor son, because like Brooke Astor like had this estate in Maine,
Right.
or has this estate in Maine, and it was like there all the time, and so she like got her hooks into the Astor son.
Sure.
And then the next thing you know, like Brooke Astor is like quietly diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
And they like fire like her whole staff and all her lawyers.
Wow.
And they bring in this like shady ass lawyer.
Who's
and
they? Who does
Charlene and her son
Okay.
and Brooke Astor's son.
Right.
Her only son.
this? Wow.
And so and they like get her to change all of her wills to favor them.
Ugh.
And cut out like the Metropolitan Museum and the New York Public Library, and she wanted to leave like a piece of the Maine estate to her, the grandchild, the son of the guy.
Yeah.
So like then so suddenly So the son, the biological son, who is accused of like elder abuse and whatever, he has twins. And one of the twins, who's a Buddhist, he's the one who accused the father of abusing his grandmother because he found this all out. And they basically were like, he didn't want to do this, but he wanted the guardianship or whatever. Like, what is it?
Conservatorship?
Like, maybe. Yeah. Like whatever, like Britain, probably, you know, like he wanted someone else looking after her because her entire like mansion and like, you know how people live in these apartments in New York, I think, that are like 4 stories, but it's like the 10th floor of like the Park Avenue, whatever. She was living like in like disrepair with like no heat and like dogs shitting on the sofas and they kept coming in like having her sign things to change the wills and stuff, and she had like fucking Alzheimer's or whatever, and then it turned into this whole thing, and I just got to the part where like the district attorney found out about it and is bringing criminal charges against the son. And it was like this crazy, it was like some crazy big thing in 2006 that everyone knew about, but we were here in LA and we weren't like paying attention because it wasn't like part of our, like if I had still been living in New York, then I'm sure that I would be seeing it every day on the tabloids. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Anyway, that's why I'm reading it, but I can't, like, it's an interesting story and it's a kind of like harrowing story, but it's also like the book isn't particularly like gripping or riveting or written in a way. I hope
it's not like sensationalistic. Is it more journalistic the way it's written?
It's like, it's kind of sensationalistic. Like it reads like a New York Post article, but like 600 pages. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like, and so came by in the afternoon and they were wearing Chanel boots or, you know, and it's like, wait, there's no like emotion to it. You know what I mean? It's just like reporting conversations, like gossipy kind of.
Right.
You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's not a recommendation. That's just what I'm reading. So there you go. What am I going to say?
So you're not, that's interesting. You're not necessarily recommending it. You're saying take it or leave it.
I'm saying
based on this description.
I'm saying take it or leave it because it's just like what I'm into right now, and there's a reason I'm reading it for whatever reasons. Besides, I told my friend I was going to read it because she wanted me to read about Charlene.
Right.
You know, but I'm slogging through it. What about you?
Well, I'm reading a book that I'm really enjoying. That was recommended by our friend Catherine. I had a book sitting on my the table that was a gift from a friend of mine, and I said, "Oh yeah, this is a book that a friend of mine gave me," and Catherine said, "You have to read the book that came before this," and that book is called A Gentleman in Moscow. It's a novel, and it is by an author named Amor Towles. I'm not given any pronunciation guide, but Amor is his first name. Towles. Amor Towles.
I would say Tolls, but that's just me.
All right. I think I like to say towels, and that's probably why I'm doing it. But Tolls is a more common sounding last name. But he's an American author, and I'm reading this book. I'm closing in on the end of it. Absolutely love it.
Great.
Yeah.
Good recommendation.
So I'm going to recommend that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's our September episode.
There, we did
People can see you in Los Angeles this coming Sunday at Lodge Room. You also have some Varietopia shows in October.
Oh, yeah.
In Brooklyn at the Bell House.
I also, before that, September 21st, we're doing our second live performance, live recording of The Neighborhood Listen. This will be the first episode of our 5th season. So we're doing it live at Dynasty Typewriter. That will be live and live streamed. Yes,
if there are shows at Dynasty Typewriter, you can also buy tickets to live stream the show online and experience the show with the live audience here in Los Angeles.
And it's really fun.
I think is really cool.
You can go to paulftompkins.com/live or on our Substack. All the live dates are there, but that's Thursday the 21st.
Subscribe to our Weekend Water Substack.
That's Thursday the 21st 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, live and live streamed. Special guest Mitra Juhari, who's so funny.
Oh my God, that's very exciting.
Yeah. And then October, which is just a month away, gang. We're almost in the Ides of September. And so almost a month from now, I'll be back at the Bell House with Varietopia. The early shows are sold out. The 10 p.m. shows there's still some tickets available. That is Saturday the 14th, Sunday the 15th of October. 2 different shows each night. No. Each night is a different show. That's how I should say it. Each night is a different show. We're not doing 4 different shows. Each night is a different show. So, so Saturday and Sunday, 14th and 15th October.
There'll be a Saturday show done twice and a Sunday show done twice.
That's right. Early show and late show, and they will be different from each other night to night.
And then your Charleston, South Carolina music farm debut.
That's right. Varietopia coming to Charleston.
South
the
Carolina.
Music Farm. I am very much looking forward to that. Obviously, Charleston, especially because of my marriage to my wonderful wife, who introduced me to Charleston.
It will be the weekend before Thanksgiving. Tickets are already on sale at the Music Farm website.
That's correct. That is the 17th. Friday, the 17th of November.
So tell all your Charleston friends to get their hot, sweet little asses over to the Music Farm to check out Varietopia.
Unless you're friends with the cast of Southern Charm, I don't want any of them showing up.
Well, that's our show, guys.
Thank you for listening. You can get our merch at Kinship Goods. There's also Varietopia merch now.
We got a bunch of bonus content that's living behind our paywall at our weekendwatersubstack.com.
Because of the strike.
But because of the strike, we're sort of we kind of have to hang on to it. We have a watch along that's coming out that's pretty exciting after the strike. And we have the remainder of our recap podcast episodes and just like that we can't wait to release after the strike.
But we'll do some more chatty ones where we're just hanging out. I want to
do some more chatty ones,
we
actually.
should do that for sure.
Yeah, definitely want to do some bonus episodes for our wonderful Weekend Water Substack subscribers. And we did not anticipate having to shelve that content.
No, that was surprising.
That was we were on a roll with it, and then we got sort of halted, and we had to keep it up so that we could bank everything, which sort of took up our time producing more stuff. But now, and just like that is over, and we'll release our watch along after. But
look, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for subscribing to the Substack. Thank you for paying to subscribe if you're a paid subscriber. We really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And we'll be back next month, if not sooner. And until then, stay safe, stay sane, and stay strong.